Okay, in this little video tutorial, we're going to use Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud to work a logo. We're going to work an existing logo from the internet. So I'm just going to go here and I've searched monster logo. I'm just going to take this monster logo and you can see it's not real good quality, and I'm going to move it onto my desktop. Okay, and then I'm going to get that from the desktop here, move that onto Photoshop, and you always want to just move files onto Photoshop, or you can right click and say open with. Now if I bring this up a lot larger, you're going to see that this logo is quite pixelated, and it usually should be. It came from the internet, but it's very difficult to reproduce this logo. And what I want to do is, we're making a logo that's just black and white from this image, and so it's got some cool exciting light effects with it, but I just want to recreate this logo and make it black and white for a vinyl cut or a very simple logo design. So I need to get it to black and white. So the first thing I like to do is look at the image size. So I'm just going to go to Image and Image Size. And this logo is very small. It's about 7 by 5. And so it's not real big, and the resolution is low. So I'm just going to change this to 300. Now changing it to 300 is going to make it over 3 times bigger than original, and so I'm going to Command 0, and now it's just really soft. It's still poor quality, but it's really soft. You don't see as many pixels now. So I'm just going to use the zoom tool to zoom up on it. I'm going to hold down Option or Alt on a PC and move it back smaller. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to turn this to grayscale or black and white. So I'm just going to go to Image, Adjustments, and black and white. Now it turns to black and white, but look how gray it is. And so I'm going to use the green slider here, make it lighter, and the yellow one. And I'm going to take the green back and try to get rid of the gray part, but keep more of the white part. Okay, so you kind of just make adjustments to try to get, and it happens to be in gray and green. You can see how artifacted it is. It doesn't look very good. You can play with some other sliders and see what other colors here we can darken and lighten. There's not a whole lot of other colors to deal with here. Okay, well, good enough. I'm going to go with that. Okay, now that it's in that respect, we're going to sharpen it up. So we're just going to take it to Filter, go down here to Sharpen, Unsharp Mask. And on the Unsharp Mask, we're going to play with these sliders here. Keep your threshold low and play your slider and see if we can sharpen up the image. Okay, so this helps things kind of sharpen up. You can definitely see the monster logo here, the name, look a lot better. And at this point, I'd take my paintbrush with black. I'll just reset it here from my color here. And the paintbrush, to make it bigger, just use your bracket keys. Oh, and by the way, use a really hard brush here. Not one of these soft ones, but a hard one. Double click on that one there. And then go in and I can paint black and kind of get rid of a lot of this white area. And I'm not going to do it perfect here. I could really get fancy with it and try to get it closer, but we're going to take it to Illustrator and sharpen it up. We're going to vectorize it using a mathematical vectoring to draw this and have a path go on. And we can kind of get creative here a little bit, trying to match their logo and design. It's just, whoops, I did a little bit too much there. Hit Command Z and go back in time. Now in Photoshop, it's one of the few programs that you hit Command Z once and it undo, and then Command Z again does the undo. So to go back further steps, you want to hit Command Option Z, and it goes back more than one step. Or if you want to go another step back, hit Command Option Z again, and you can just hold down Command and Option, hit Z, 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 and it'll go back in time. That's your histories. It really goes in histories, not undo. With saying that on a PC, it's Alt Control. So use Control instead of Command on a PC. Other than that, it's basically the same. Okay, and use a smaller brush and kind of clean up down here. So I'm just trying to make it look good. We're just trying to mimic this same logo here to show you if you can take any kind of design and you can clean up that. Okay. So we'll let it touch the monster name down there. All right. Now this is probably good enough. I could go in here and keep cleaning up, just painting and stuff. And then with the white, just reverse those. See? And you can go in here and you can paint white in here. But let's just see what Illustrator does to it right now. So I'm going to open up Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to go to File and New. Now if I wanted to put this on a shirt, I'd go to File and New. Now, I don't have a copyright for their logo, so we're just practicing here. If you wanted to really do this, you could do one for yourself, but if you want to sell them, you'd have to get rights from Monster Drink Company. So definitely don't steal other people's artwork. I'm just showing how you can take a small design and make it really nice out of a full color design to recreate it. Okay, in Illustrator, oh, by the way, I just zipped through that while I was talking. I should have done that. File and New, and I've changed this to inches. Okay, you can do it in points, picas, inches, millimeters, all that. I like inches, so I'm going to do that. And 12 by 12 would be a nice front for a t-shirt. I'm going to move this to the side, so Illustrator to the side, so I can see my Photoshop document here. I'm going to move Photoshop to the side. And I don't need to do that because, look, I can see this white part down there. I don't know if you can see it on screen. I don't think you can. I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see this on screen. There we go. And then I'm going to take my Photoshop and make it smaller. There it is. You can see this but down here. Just drag this straight onto Photoshop. Sorry. So I'm in the Illustrator. See the little plus sign? Let go. Click. And then put it in place. Now, to make it bigger, hold down Shift. Now, if I don't hold Shift down, it'll squish things. I'm going to hit Command Z to go back in time because I don't want to squish it or squash it. Command Z. I'm going to hold down Shift so it constrains it. Keep it nice and straight. Keep what you want inside that white box. Click on it once with the selection tool and click Image Trace. It's a large photo and say, yes, I want to deal with that. Watch how clean it gets. Oh, that looks so much better. Look how nice that is. Now, this energy down here does not look that good because it tried to use that small graphic and energy doesn't look very good. So we're going to reset that in Photoshop. Okay. So I'm going to take this now to Photoshop. I can go right back to Photoshop. So I'm just going to go like this. Now in Photoshop, let's don't put it back over this one. Let's just delete this one. And I'm going to go to File and New in Photoshop. It looks so similar. I hope you don't get too confused. Inches. I want 12, the same, 12 by 12. Now, since we're going to be printing this on a shirt, we want at least 300 resolution. So go 300 resolution, and I'm going to call this Monster Simple Logo. You can name your stuff whatever you want. And I'm going to take it from Illustrator, okay, straight back to Photoshop. Oh, in Illustrator, take your selection tool, move it right over to Photoshop. Should be about the same size. Yep, it is. And check mark. Now, when you bring it over to Photoshop, or Illustrator, and then Illustrator back to Photoshop, you notice how it's kind of light gray and not full black. So hit Command L. Oh, before we do that, this is a vector file now. See over here? This is a vector file. So we're going to right-click in this blue area. Okay, right-click right here, and we're going to rasterize this area. Okay, so oh, that's off screen. You can't see it. Sorry. There we go. Okay, oh, that's Illustrator. I'm really having trouble here, Dave. No problem. I'm going to bring over everything here so you guys can see everything. Okay, here we go. Now, see how when I bring it over to Photoshop, this is now a Vector Smart object, which is great. So when I resize it, Command T, and resize this, holding down Shift, it will not lose any pixels going smaller or bigger. That's important. But once we're done with that, just right-click in this area right here. Oh, now, I guess I won't be able to right-click there. Oh, I got to hit check mark, sorry. Then right-click. And then we're going to rasterize. I think you can barely see that, rasterize. Now that little smart image is gone, and now I can take my paintbrush with a, I'll bring this up closer. Look how clean this is. I'm going to take my paintbrush, and I'm going to paint black and fix in the places that messed up. And now you can see, I don't know if you can see on your screen here, but it's going darker and lighter. So I'm going to hit Command L and darken this up. There we go, nice rich black. Let's do some cleanup. We don't want to have too many sharp little edges. Get rid of some of these little blobs here on the end. And then switch this to white. We don't want to clean it up too much. We just want to have it nice. Okay? Now, down here, energy, we need to get rid of that. It's just too, it doesn't look quality. We can always reset it. So type tool. I'm going to pick a nice block type. So something that's very sans serif-y. That kind of looks, it's not Helvetica, but it looks similar to it. I'll just use this Arial black for now. And what size is it? Well, I'm just going to guess. 18 point. I'm going to click on this. Center justified. And in white, yep, in white, and I'm going to type E-N-E-R-G-Y. Now, notice the spacing. I'll move this over to the side so you can see the spacing is not the same. So to get that spacing the same, we're going to click on this toggle box right here. See that toggle box? Click on that. All your type comes up, and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to space it out. So right here, just click right next to it and just space it out. Maybe something like that. And then the movement. Now the G is not the same as that G, but this is close enough for this purpose. We'd probably find a better one. Command T, and we can, I like to put it right over the top of it and try to match the design. So anytime you see a font that looks really not so good, once you go into Illustrator, it just doesn't clean it up that well, retype it. So I'll move this down, go to this layer here, take my paintbrush, and I'll paint over. Whoops, that's got to change this to black. Bigger brush with your bracket keys. Let's get rid of this energy down here, and then we'll move the other one up to where that one was. I've got a very nice design there. Now, this is showing in black and white on reverse. We need it white and black. So we're going to go to Layer, Flatten Image, and we're going to reverse it. So you go to Image, Adjustments, and Invert. Now we've got a black and white design. And I'm going to take my crop tool, and I don't want to crop it 8 by 10. I'm just going to keep these blank here. I'm just going to crop this right close around my design. Their design. I'm just going to be borrowing it for a demonstration. Check mark. Now I've got a beautiful redesign of when we started out with this poor design. I mean, look at the difference and the quality and things. Now, I could go in, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Command Z, Option Z. Now, we could go in and try to recreate this yellow and make this yellow and make it green and then redo it. We could totally redo that, but right now for this purpose, let's say I want to make a vinyl cut or just a plain black shirt with white design or white shirt with black design or green on a black shirt, we could surely do it. So we just need to clean it up. It looks very tight and nice. We can just go to File, Save As. I'll save it. I've already got it saved as Monster. Monster Simple Logo. Desktop. I'm going to change this to a JPEG file or a BMP file or whatever file I want. And save. Thanks for watching.